Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning viewers. We are going to see about the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, which is going to take place on April 12th, 2022, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra. As you know, the Rahu Ketu moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign the effect of Rahu Ketu transit for the next 1.5 years. So this transit takes place on April 12th and Rahu will stay there till October 2023. So this 1.5 years, Rahu will be placed in Aries and Ketu will be placed in Libra. So people might think they'll give a lot of ill effects. Some people might think it will give good effects. But one has to understand that the Rahu Ketu transit, the Saturn transit or the yearly transit, all this will have effects up to 15 to 20%. Basically, the individual horoscope having the current Mahadasa and Antardasa will have the maximum effect, that is up to 80%. So one need not have to worry about all these transits. Also, some people might say that I am in Aries, so when Rahu comes to Aries, then it will give me a lot of problem. Some may think that okay, in Libra Ketu comes, so it will give me a lot of good things. Actually, one has to understand that each and every person will be there under a particular nakshatra, and in that nakshatra it will be a particular nakshatra path. So when you calculate about a zodiac sign, the total number of nakshatras, it will have 3 nakshatras, and totally 9 nakshatra padas will be there in a particular zodiac sign. When you consider the total Rahu Ketu period, transit period of 18 months on a particular transit period, so if you divide that 18 months by 9 nakshatra padas, each nakshatra pada will have a duration of 2 months. So the ill effect or the good effect will have impact only up to 2 months, when actually the Rahu Ketu moves on to the particular nakshatra pada. So there is no need to worry about all these transit of Rahu Ketu and at the same time, when Rahu or Ketu is associated with the positive planets like Jupiter, Venus or rising moon, etc., then there won't be any much difficulties. But at the same time, if Rahu or Ketu is associated or aspected by evil planets like Saturn or Mars, then they may have some bad effects also. Depends upon the particular person's horoscope. If the person is having a very good Mahadasa and Antardasa running, he may not have much bad effects. But at the same time, if a person is not having a proper Mahadasa and Antardasa running, then they may have some ill effects also. We will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign there will be a separate video. If you are new to this channel, keep it subscribed so that you will get all my updates instantly. Now let us see on the day of the transit Rahu Ketu, what are all the planetary positions and the general predictions. On April 12th, 2022, around 1:48 p.m., you can see the Rahu transit takes place, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries. As per the Kalapurusha Tattva, it is the first house, and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra, which is the 7th house as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. When you see on the day 1, that the moment the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, Rahu moves to the first house, where the lord of the first house, Mars, is very strong at the 11th house of Rahu. So we can say that a lot of good things can happen during this year. Rahu and Ketu will work in a way that it occupies the house, and it will do the duties of the like a house owner of that particular zodiac sign. So it will take the responsibility of the house, of the lord of the house, and it will react to that way. And secondly, it will also give effects based on the nakshatra it is traveling. So you have to see both the things. That is, the first priority is given to the house, and the second priority given to the nakshatra it works. Now in the first house, as you see, Mars is very strong. It is associated with the positive planets like Venus as well as Jupiter. As we generally say, the first impression is always a best impression. So during this particular Rahu Ketu period, it looks very much positive. So a lot of positive things can happen this year. There may be good land reforms may introduced and there will be a lot of changes in the buying and selling of land. So we can expect a lot of improvements in buying and selling of land, and there will be good movement in the construction field. A lot of people may get good opportunities in the construction field. Also in medicinal field there will be good improvements. A lot of good medicines may come, and there will be a demand for the doctors, and some of the doctors may get good names and fame during this particular year. Also, as we have seen in this 2022 New Year, which is more predominantly for the women. So Ketu moves on the 7th house, and a lot of 7th house Venus is also associated in the 11th house. So which seems to be highly profitable. So we can expect a lot of good things happening for the women. So a lot of good women entrepreneurs may come up this year. A lot of good opportunities in the film industries for the youngsters, especially for the women artists. So we can see a lot of good actors coming out, being good singers, good painters, dancers. So a lot of good things can happen for the women, working women also. During the day, when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, the star seems to be Maha, and the zodiac sign being Leo, and 9th house where Rahu stays when compared from the zodiac sign. So it will have some effects, ill effects for the traditional people who believe in spirituality. There may be some conflicts, there may be some tough time for them. So there are days where the temples may be closed, and they may not be allowed to worship, and they may not be allowed to practice certain rituals like that. So they may face certain problems on that particular area. But as you see, that land seems to be more strong this particular year. Lot of discoveries may happen during this year, so a lot of good things can take place, and there may be more discoveries, there may be more findings about our ancient history. So a lot of things we can expect during this year, as Mars is very strong when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place. Also Rahu indicates a technology, so we can expect a lot of improvements in the technology side also. A lot of good new things can come up during the next 1.5 years, and be good improvements also, except certain cases where there will become conflict between the life partners as well as some business associates, as Ketu is there in the strong 7th house. Whenever it is not being aspected by a positive planet, there may be some problems. Other than that, this Rahu Ketu we can expect a lot of positivity. As you see during this initial time, Rahu is associated with Mercury, as Mercury is a standalone planet, seems to be highly positive. So Rahu turns out to be more positive in that day one itself, and in Moon seems to be at Leo, and Ketu is at Libra, and Saturn being a ruler at Capricorn, and in Aquarius there is a good conjunction of planets, Venus, Mars and Jupiter, and in 12th house Pisces where Sun is there. So this is a portion of planet during the Rahu Ketu transit. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign a separate video, for which the effect of Rahu Ketu as a whole on the particular house as well as for individual nakshatra will be seeing separately. Gemini, the third zodiac sign as per the Kala Purusha Tattva. For Gemini, so far Rahu is placed in the 12th house, which moves away to the 11th house, seems to be profitable for them. But Ketu moves from 6th house to the 5th house, which is not so favorable. Whenever Rahu and Ketu is placed in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 7th and 9th houses, it will not do good results, and it will spoil the karak of that particular house. Even if Rahu or Ketu is placed in such houses, it should be associated with the positive planets or aspected by the positive planets like Jupiter or Venus to give positive results. Ketu on 5th house will disturb the studies of the children. They may not listen to the parents, and they may be lazy during this period. They will not show interest in the studies, and all such negative things can happen. Those who are waiting for childbirth for very long, getting it succeeded may not be so easy, and they may need to take treatments with the latest technologies to get it succeeded. Already for Gemini, Saturn is at the 8th house, which will give its own bad effects. Whenever Saturn is not associated or aspected by the positive planets, there will be a lot of troubles. As a lot of Gemini is associated in the initial periods of transit with Rahu, we can expect some good and positive results. There will be good job opportunities. For Gemini, there are chances for some of them to move from one location to another location from the month of April onwards. Some of them could get foreign opportunities. Some of them could start their own business. Some of them may leave the existing job and show more interest on business, and they may succeed also. Some of them show interest in learning astrology, numerology, etc. They also show interest in learning Ayurveda, Siddhaveda and Vastu Shastra and all, and could be the stepping stone for their future. Whenever Ketu is associated with the 5th house, some of them may improve their talents like arts, music, dance, drama and painting, etc. And Ketu in 5th house provides their inborn talents carried away from the previous births or previous janmas. And Rahu at 11th house will help to concentrate on new areas and try to get good revenue in the future years. 11th house Rahu implies not only the gain of money, but it also implies the gain of knowledge during the transit period. This knowledge will support them in the future to stand alone and face the economic conditions. So we can say the transit of Rahu Ketu will provide more self-confidence for those in this zodiac sign. When we talk about business, those who are selling medicines, especially traditional medicines like Ayurvedic medicines, Siddha medicines and all, can get good improvements and find good business during this Rahu Ketu transit. In the traditional business also, they try to adopt the latest technologies by which they can reach the public more effectively and efficiently. Those working in real estates can also find good profits during this period. Some may purchase house during this time or buy a land or construct a new house, as Mars is very strong and Rahu is also associated at the 11th house, which is the house of Mars. Some of them could get a chance to sell their land and construct a better house than the existing one and live in a more comfortable way. Some housewives or working women also get opportunity to buy gold, silver and other ornaments and enjoy during this transit. Those who are jobless for very long may get some good job opportunities during the transition, and some may need to relocate the house. Some may get chance to work in a different place or a different state or even in a different country also. Chances for those who are unmarried to get good alliances from October onwards. Those working in IT industry, mainly on technology based jobs, this particular period will give them good results. Some of them may get promotions and increments. First 3 months will be difficult for leaders in politics and also for those working in a company at senior level. They face some controversies with the subordinates, and after 3 months all such troubles will come to an end. Female candidates will get good opportunities compared to male candidates. Even female candidates will get more promotions compared with men. Even girls in schools and colleges score more marks than boys. Chances of some women join in film industry and become a star. Some of them show interest in acting, serials and dramas, background music, singing or writing stories, etc. Some others also show interest in social media by exhibiting their talents like cooking and other related work, by which they can get views and revenue from the social media during this particular transit. For Gemini, there could be 60 to 80% positive results in the Rahu Ketu transit. Now let us see the nakshatras in the zodiac sign. For Gemini, Mrigashirisha Pada 3 and 4, Arudra and Punarvasu Pada 1, 2 and 3 Padas form the cluster of Gemini zodiac sign. For Mrigashirisha Pada 3 and 4, first 6 months seems to be more positive periods, as Rahu is also associated with the house of Mars and Lord of Gemini Mercury is also associated with Rahu. There are chances for some to get good job opportunities from different companies, especially from IT industries. The next 8 months, when Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus, during that time they face expenses, especially on marriages and other positive things. The last 8 months, when Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, the first 4 months Rahu and Ketu exchange their stars, which is more positive results. During that time, some of them may face heat related problems and skin related problems also. So Mrigashirisha Pada 3 and 4 of Gemini could witness around 70% positive result in the Rahu Ketu transit. Next is Arudra, the star of Rahu, and so Rahu will not do much harm for them. Initially, when Rahu travels on the star of Sun, some of them face problems in politics. Those who are leaders may find some difficult times. Some may lose out in elections. Those who are working as seniors in the companies may have tough and challenging times. They face lot of controversies with subordinates and lot of confusions in taking decisions during this time. Those who are working at lower grades may have conflicts with the senior management also. Based on the transit of Ketu, there will be some problems with the children. They may not listen to the parents and not study properly. Some may find hurdles in childbirth. So, the Rahu stars Arudra, we can say about 73% positive results during this Rahu Ketu transit. Next comes Punarvasu star, the first, second and third pada, the star of Jupiter. So, for the star of Jupiter, Ketu will not do any harm. It will be positive when compared to Rahu. When Rahu travels on the star of Sun, some of them find positive results, and Sun will get along with this particular star, Jupiter. Some of them may get chances to work in government departments. Lot of new job opportunities will be there for jobless. At the same time, some may face heat related problems also and blood pressures during this period. When Rahu travels on the Bharani star of Venus, during that time they have both positive and negative results. As Mercury is neutral with both Jupiter and Venus, there will be a mixed effects. When Rahu travels on Ashwini star, the star of Ketu, some of the leaders face tough times and there could be dropping of the winning opportunities in elections. Some of the seniors may get to lose their job as it seems to be tough. At the same time, when Ketu travels on the Jupiter star, some of them may find good improvements in the technological front and they get chances to learn new technologies. There could be advancements in medicines with the technology in place. Female candidates get more opportunities compared to male candidates. Women workers will find good opportunities and good improvements during this transit. Those who are teachers also find good fortunes during this time. So Punarvasu Pada 1, 2 and 3, star of Gemini, we can expect up to 65% positive results in this upcoming Rahu Ketu transit.